This one is really, really funny. We're going to find the Bitcoin bottom, and I'm going to tell you what it is right now. Not financial advice. This is for a bit of fun. Don't take this too seriously, but there is some really interesting data here. And for those of you nerds, you're going to find it really interesting. Please hit the like button down below if you like it. If you like this one, I've seen some other YouTubers do something similar, but I'm going to go a bit more in depth, but it is going to be a quick video. Definitely check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. So first things first, Google Trends. What is it? This is Google Trends, trends.google.com. I'll probably put the link in the description, I guess. Simply put, you can look at interest in a lot of different categories, a lot of different places for specific search terms. This one's a particularly interesting one. This one is Bitcoin dead. Okay, and you can see it's come up a couple peaks. It goes kind of here and there. This is on a really long time frame. This is like this search term over all time. It's sorted by month, so the data isn't super broken up, but it is really, really cool. And it goes, and you can compare other charts to it and stuff as well. It's really, really interesting. So Bitcoin dead is a really cool search term. You can also search for things like YouTube. You can search the YouTube search engine and stuff like that as well. So this is a really helpful tool. But I've charted this against Bitcoin itself. Okay, you can see these so that we can remember there's 3 major peaks here so far. Okay, look at this. Here's the chart plotted directly against Bitcoin. I can't zoom in quite on this one yet. I will go a little bit more in depth in a second, but check this out. Every peak has pretty much coincided with the peaks of the past or the bear markets of the past. It's actually not that like strict, okay? So in the first case in, 2014, it actually pretty much signaled the bottom or close to, whereas in 2017, it actually signaled the top. It had more to go after that. So I think using this more of a top signal rather than a bottom signal is the better way to go. But it more is a really interesting indicator to see that, yes, we're in crypto winter. This is a great way to see it. But it also kind of indicates that while we're already in the thick of it, we've got a little bit left to go. Let's keep pushing through. That is where we're at. Okay, so I've got to move this. I've got to delete this now because it's just going to get in my way. So each of these blue lines is the major peaks, just so we remember that. So the first one we're going to look at is 2014. Let's jump into that. This one's important. So it peaked out on the Bitcoin dead chart pretty much here, close to the bottom. And I looked at how long it took to reach the ultimate bottom, which was about, it's not there anymore, 9.5 months, as you can see up there. So it was pretty much halfway through. Actually, I think this first section here is about 3 months. And then 9.5 months all the way to the bottom end. So even if this thing peaks out or whatever on that chart, this is not for you to be used as like oh, Bitcoin dead has hit new all-time highs in terms of search volume and stuff like that. Let's time to buy. No, it's time to start really DCAing in and biding your time because it can take any amount of time to hit that next level. You can see a lot of peaks and troughs here, but none of it kind of sparked that thing. I think it's really interesting to note that once the Bitcoin dead indicator hits, then people aren't searching for Bitcoin anymore. They've lost interest until the next bull run comes around. It starts flying up all the other Bitcoin search terms, and then eventually you get your Bitcoin dead again. A good example is back in 2017. This chart unfortunately doesn't go all the way back to the very first one, but back in 2017, you hit that next peak, and that next peak is actually the highest one to date. But in 2017, you actually hit it around here. I mean, I'm not too shocked. You lost in a single day 40%. We've done a couple of them now in the current bull run, but people are used to it now. They weren't used to it in this one. 40% is a lot. And then it just kept descending after that, but people stopped searching. People lost interest right at the start here. Okay, that's important to note. As soon as they lose interest, that peak is going to roll off on the Google Trends and it's not going to repeat. So don't forget that detail. So it came all the way down and crashed really, really hard. And then you've got the 2 next peaks here. So this is another huge dump. And you've got that next peak there. And then you've got the one straight after it, which effectively signaled the bottom. So if you were to look for anything in relation to this to try and find the Bitcoin or the crypto bottom and things like that, I'd definitely be looking for multiple descending peaks of Bitcoin dead, kind of like people are searching it lots and lots and they're searching it less, but they're still really afraid. And then when they're not afraid at all anymore, well, when all the fear has set in and it's just kind of started to fade away, that's probably a good time to start getting involved. So Well, I mean, you want to be buying when people are fearful, but the trend charts don't quite work like that because they're based on search volume, sentiment, that sort of stuff. So it's not quite as static. Your next two ones are here with this big crash at the start of the 2021 bull run, right? Which was a pretty decent drop. The percentages here actually line up quite a bit. This is a 30% drop. That's quite interesting. And the next one here is after this giant dump here. Obviously, you'd probably expect that. And that's actually been our highest peak so far. So we're kind of just trending upwards in like people getting really fearful, and that has signaled the current bottom for that time. It is worth noting that the June chart, the June trend thing has not appeared yet. Okay, that is not on this chart yet. When June appears, it looks like it's projecting it to be close to that previous bottom, but I'm looking for it to go even higher than that. Now, one last thing I will say on the subject, as we are descending lower here, we will quickly look at the volume profile. And it's worth noting that there's a large amount of volume around the 9K range. And based on Fibonacci, other YouTubers and things like that, 9K does look like a pretty big level here. Okay, so I fully expect if we're going to bottom anywhere in the short term, 100% 9K is going to be touched. I definitely believe 9K is going to be touched sometime in the next 6 months. All right. I don't know when or how. It could be tomorrow. It could be next week, which honestly, I wouldn't be shocked. But I think 9K is going to be touched. I don't know what's going to happen after that. But the Google Trends has not filled in yet. Now, one thing you will notice about these two pinnacles here are that they were higher than each other. Now, that is because more people were aware of Bitcoin when they thought it was dead. There's not much more to it. More people were aware of it. They thought it was dead. There was even more search volume for it. So we haven't seen that go even higher again, which is really, really surprising. So there's this portion of people that are prepared for this sort of part of the cycle already. And maybe that would be my guess as to why we haven't hit a higher peak. If we do, then that would be an excellent signal to really look at entering into some bigger positions. But I don't fully expect us to hit that next higher level since we're already decreased so much and haven't hit it yet. That being said, we haven't got June or July yet, so you never know. We might skyrocket up there really quickly. Again, 9K would be below the previous all-time high, which we haven't quite seen yet. So I hope you guys found that interesting. Bitcoin is a wild beast, all right? I hope you guys like that. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, everyone.